This does not look right. This is not the correct plan. But Isaiah 53, 3 through 11 says this. He, that is Jesus, was despised and forsaken of man, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And like one from whom men hid their faces, he was despised. We did not esteem him. Surely our griefs he himself bore, and our sorrows he carried. Yet we ourselves esteemed him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed under the cross for our iniquities, and the chastening of our well-being fell on him. And by his scourgings, tearing his back open, and it didn't seem right or seem like it was in God's plan. By his scourgings, we are healed. The power of God released. All of us, like sheep, have gone astray. Each one of us has turned to our own ways, but the Lord has caused the iniquity of us all to fall on him. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Like a lamb that was led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that is silent before its shears, so he did not open his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. And as for his generation, as they watched, who considered? Who cared? The people who looked at it, the ones who said, crucify him. They didn't get it. You don't always get what or understand what's in front of your face. It seems wrong, some of the pain you go through. Where is God? As for his generation, who considered that he was cut off out of the land of the living for the transgressions of my people, to whom the stroke was due, his grave was assigned with the wicked, yet he was with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, nor was there any deceit in his mouth. But the Lord was pleased to crush him, to put him to grief, if he would render himself as a guilt offering. He will see his offspring. God will see his offspring. He will prolong his days, and the good pleasure of the Lord will prosper in his hand. As a result of the anguish of his soul, he will see it and be satisfied. By his knowledge, the righteous one, my servant, will justify many, as he will bear their iniquities. As you consider the brushstrokes that sweep across your life, the canvas that is being painted with your history, make sure that you wait till the artist is done before you make judgment whether he knows what he's doing. Because the God who sees the future and has written words before they happen surely knows what he's doing. And your life, if you yield to his hand, will produce a fruit of joy, a fruit of productivity. Romans 8:28 says, we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. I want us to stand up for a moment. And I'm going to pray for you. If the band would come forward. If the other elders would come forward as well. Maybe some of the Jim, if you'd come forward. Johnny, come with Scott. Roxanne, so any of the wives of the elders as well. I know that life is hard, and I know that you don't understand some of the things that you go through. But God, who's been faithful in the past and has made amazing things manifest before our eyes in a moment, it changes from pain to glory. That same powerful God can change your circumstances, or at least be able to work them into something good if you're willing to yield your life. Jim Elliot, as he ended up, all of his hope and anticipation, landed his plane to be able to communicate to the natives, something he'd been preparing a lifetime for, to be able to communicate, that bring the gospel, was taken down by a spear of one of the people that he intended to lead into life. What a waste! But we know the history, that though it seemed like such a waste to be cut down before the ministry ever stopped, his wife